Hello and welcome. I'm Akanksha. This is my first learning session. In this session, we are going to learn about the basics introduction of Playwright. People who already have an automation testing background will easily relate to the concept discussed in this session. So in this session, we will start with understanding what is Playwright. We will look at the features of Playwright. We will discuss what is Playwright, what are the applications supported, what are the browsers supported, what are the operating systems supported, and everything about the Playwright. So let's get started. What is Playwright? Playwright is a free and open source framework. It is created by Microsoft and it can be used for doing test automation on web browsers application. When I say browsers, it can be desktop browsers or it can also be mobile browsers. So if I talk about the application supported by Playwright, all the web browsers apps, all the mobile web apps, as well as we can also do API testing with Playwright. If I talk about the languages supported, as of now, Playwright is implemented in 4 languages or 4 libraries. The first one is the Node.js library, and if we use the Node.js library or Node.js implementation of Playwright, then options of programming language there is JavaScript or TypeScript. So we can use JavaScript or TypeScript. Then there is a Java implementation or Java API. If we use the Java library of Playwright, then we can create our test cases. We can create our framework in Java. Then there is a Python implementation. We can use Python there. And there is a .NET implementation where we can use .NET languages like C#. So we have all these languages support. You can create your framework and write your test cases in any of these languages. If I talk about the browser supported by Playwright, then all the modern browsers are supported by Playwright. And we talk about the browsers engines here. So we have support of all the Chromium based browsers and all the WebKit browsers and all the Firefox browsers. When I say Chromium, it is a web browser engine. And under Chromium, we have a Google Chrome, we have Microsoft Edge, we have Opera, we have Brave browsers and many others. Under WebKit, we have all the Mac OS and iOS browsers like Safari and all the iOS browsers. Then if I talk about the Firefox, then all the versions, all the flavors of Firefox, whether it is a desktop Firefox browsers or mobile Firefox browsers, everything is supported by Playwright. And you can also use these browsers in a headless mode or a headful mode. Headless means no GUI. So when you run your test in headless mode, you will not see anything coming up on the screen. You will not see the physical browsers. Everything will be running at the back end and hence it will save time and memory. But if you want to run in a physical mode, in a headed mode, even that is possible where you can see the physical browsers on your screen. Then if I talk about the operating system supported by Playwright, then you can create your Playwright framework on a Windows operating system, on a Mac operating system, or a Linux operating system. And it also supports CI runs. So if you want to use any CI CD tool, Docker, all that is supported. Now this is the official website of Playwright where you can see all the details about the Playwright, documentation, all the features, cross browsers, cross platform, cross languages, and all the required features used in Playwright. Let us now go to the features of the Playwright. So as we already seen, it is free and open source. Free means you can use it freely and open source means we can contribute to the Playwright projects. Then it is a multi-browser. It has multi-browser support, multi-language support, multi-operating system support, and it is very easy to install, set up and configure the Playwright. Then we can do functional testing with Playwright. We can do API testing and we can also do accessibility testing. So there is a third party plugin we can add into our Playwright framework and then we can do the accessibility testing as well. Playwright has built-in reporter, so will not have to add separate reporters in your framework. But if you want to use, you can also use custom reporter in Playwright. Then we have also CI/CD support and Docker support. So if you want to use any CI/CD tools like Jenkins, or if you want to use any containers platform like Docker, that is also possible with Playwright. Then we have recording options. So if you want to record your test and you want to get your test scripts generated, that is possible with Playwright. And if you want to debug your test and if you want to do step-by-step debugging, that is also possible with Playwright. You can also capture the object locators from the screen. So you do not have to manually create the locators from your web objects. Playwright has options to explore and create locators for you. And then we have parallel testing, and with parallel testing we can make our testing very fast. All the Playwright in itself is very fast, but with Playwright testing we can run Playwright on multiple browsers at the same time. Then we have auto wait and auto timeouts. So there are some auto wait inbuilt in Playwright. When we are loading a page, or when we are finding some object, or we are doing any action on the object, there is a timeout available, and by default it is 5 seconds, and we can change it as well. Then we have a built-in accession. For example, if you want to click on a button, let us say if we are on the login screen and we want to click on the login button. So we will just add the step to click on the login button, but at the backend, Playwright will run some built-in assertions like if the page is already loaded, if the object is already loaded, if the object is present, if the object is clickable, all this will happen at the backend. So there are built-in assertions, and with auto waits timeout and built-in assertion, our testing or our test cases are very less flaky. Flaky test means when you run a test, sometimes it passes, sometimes it fails. So these kinds of tests are flaky test. So with Playwright, there will be very less or no flaky test. Then we have options for retry logic. If we want to retry a failed test, we have options to see the logs, generate the logs. We have options for screenshots and videos for our test execution. So all this is there. Then a very important features in Playwright is we have support for multi-tab and multi-window execution. So a lot of time in our application or in our scenarios, we have scenarios like if I click on a link, if I click on a button, it opens a page in a new window or a new tab. And in a lot of automation tool, this is not supported. But in Playwright, it is supported. Even if you want to do multi-window, multi-tab testing, you can do that with Playwright. So these are all the features of Playwright. So with that, we have completed this session. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any doubts or questions, please feel free to comment below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you and have a great day.